as we're getting ready to hit the road in our fifth wheel camper. There are so many small projects that need to be completed before we can call our trailer complete. This episode we are getting so many items checked off of our list, but of course not everything goes according to plan. Nothing so far. I don't know if it's fully connected up there, but I think it is. But at the end of this, we are finally able to put our camper back together and get it feeling like a home on wheels. We're Connor and Amelia. Welcome to Living Large Camping.
Good morning. We are back at the shop pulling the camper out, as you can see, because the sun has finally come out and it is not raining. So Connor gets to test the solar panels that he's put up there, see if they work, and then he can officially finish mounting them and check that project off our list. It feels really good to finally have the sun out. It's been very cold here and don't think it's very warm. I mean, it's still like in the 50s, so chilly, but hopefully when we leave, we'll find some warmer weather.
As Amelia mentioned, this is only to make sure the two panels on the roof work before I go ahead and put lap sealant around them and fully get the mounting done. I'm intrigued. Sun's out. Moment of truth. Do we think it's gonna work? Nothing so far. I don't know if it's fully connected up there, but I think it is. We should be getting some sort of power coming through here. Let me get my little voltmeter and see if these are charging at all and if it's here, or maybe not come from the panels at all, but let's do some testing. I've got a little simple voltmeter here. Let's see if we're getting any power. Over here. No, nothing there, which I figured. All right, let me check the other side. Let me check these other two wires that are in here. I don't think these weren't supposed to be the solar wires, but I guess they could be for some reason. No, nothing there. All right, so we're getting volts up here. That's good, but then that means that something here is not working.
Oh, those connectors aren't working?
Yeah, maybe these connectors aren't working, or I'm gonna switch these MC4s with butt connectors because I don't think the MC4 was getting a good enough connection through, but I don't wanna do it when the panels are hot. So I'm gonna pull the camper back into the shop, into the shade, make this connection real quick, and then back it back out. Okay, I got the MC4 connectors switched with some waterproof butt connectors. Now we're gonna pull this back into the sun, and hopefully that works, because if it doesn't, that means that the wires that run through the roof all the way down to the storage bay are bad. So we're hopeful that that's not the case. So I'm getting, well, 12 volts to this now, and that means that the MC4 connectors were in fact not working. So once I plug this into here, there we go, blue lights are flashing, that's a good sign. 120, 140, it's 400 watts of panels, woo! But the way the sun's at right now, 140 is probably about right between the two of them. We haven't had solar on a camper since the truck camper days, so we went all the last year without it, and it would have been super helpful. Since we're working on the Goal Zero system, I mentioned this earlier, but whenever we plug the truck into the battery, it tries to charge either the truck batteries or it gets lost in somewhere in the wiring, and it ends up putting like a 70 watt draw on the battery. And I'm gonna try pulling just the trailer battery positive fuse to see if that helps. I don't know that it's the solution, but we're gonna try that. And then, because we don't need 12 volt power coming back from the truck, because it's not gonna do us any good. So let me see if I can get this fuse out and see if that's the case. We got the lights on, so we'll make sure that the lights are still working and then that it's not charging or pulling from the Goal Zero. Lights are on, that's good. Okay, well, it's not pulling any more power from the truck, but I do need to make sure that the trailer brakes don't use the 12 volt truck power. I don't think they do, I think they have their own, but I'm gonna go check the manual and make sure. If they don't, then this problem's solved. It's been a little while since I've wired up a trailer brake controller, but it does show here that, yeah, the trailer brakes have their own pin on the 7-way connector, and then the positive and the negative from the truck are also their own separate connections. So having that one pulled should solve our issue here. I left the fuse next to it, that way if we need to put it back for any reason, it's just a quick plug and play. It's annoying on long travel days because it ends up pulling quite a bit of power from the batteries, and we just don't need to have that happen.
The two projects I'm going to try to tackle today are making new curtains for the camper, just the back windows since the blinds that were there were pretty damaged. So we just want to replace them and make it look a little bit better. And then the second one I'm going to do is work on the side table cabinets, just kind of below where those curtains are going to go. They were pretty beat up and Connor has to patch them up anyways, so we figured we'd sand them and add like a cute color since we aren't going to touch the rest of the kitchen cabinets. I'm just gonna sand them and then we'll probably prime and add our color. It's going to be like a gray blue, which will look really nice. Hopefully we like it. If not, whatever, you can just paint over it, but those are the two I'm doing today. I just finished sanding the front and the back of the cabinets, and then I also just went around and wiped them off with some mineral spirits. So I'm gonna let that sit. The next step after the cabinets is sanding the whole side tables. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I am going to put some wood putty on these really damaged areas, and hopefully that helps hold it up and make it a little more flush for when we paint it. I've never done it before, but I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty easy. While the wood putty was drying, Connor and I had a nice little lunch in the camper, which was just nice to use it as like our home. We cooked and did everything and then just sat down at the table and ate. But now that it's dry, Connor sanded it and then we cleaned it up, and now we are taping the side tables to be sprayed. I'm so excited to be getting this done. It's gonna look white for a while because that's the primer color, and then probably by tomorrow we can put the paint color on. And then we can go and flip the other cabinets and paint those.
That should be everything prepped and taped off. Only thing left to do now is try to paint. We're gonna use the same Kills oil-based primer and a spray can that we used on the cabinet fronts. Get at least one coat on all of this. And it's gonna have to dry tonight, and then tomorrow we can work on getting the blue onto the cabinets. All right, first time.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Looks good.
All right, that's good, yeah?
Yeah, that's great.
Cool. We had to turn the camper battery off because the carbon monoxide detector went off and it wouldn't shut the sound off, and that was very annoying. So I just turned the battery off, but thankfully the camper's still plugged in, so the 120 volt will work, and we have a nice big shop light. All right.
All right.
There we go. One can did both cabinet doors and both little cabinets, so we'll check back tomorrow and see how it dries.
Woohoo!
Time to get out of here though now.
Yeah, it's strong. The first coat of primer on the cabinet doors is complete, so now we are going to spray our first coat of color. I'm so excited. This is probably my favorite part of a used camper, just painting it a little bit, making it yours, and updating it. Hopefully it's good. It was on sale, so it's a cute color.
Yeah, we picked up French blue. This is a satin one, and we bought this one because it was 2 for 1, and we knew we were only doing like the back little corners, so if it works well, then that'll let us do the rest of the camper next year, but if not, then it was like $3.50 each. So
we can redo it if we need again.
Yep, it all can be redone. Doing these cabinets was a nice place to start because they were already in such bad shape, so we had to wood putty them and fix them anyway, so we figured we might as well just see how this stuff paints. Ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready. Ooh, that's actually really pretty.
That is really pretty.
Okay, I love the color. Even better that it was on sale, but it's such a pretty, easy on the eyes blue. I don't really find any blue unappealing, but I think that's going to look so good as like the front entrance that you look at. Just a little pop of color. Add a little carpet under our table. It's looking really good.
If we do the whole camper, we will end up buying like an actual spray gun that uses an air compressor and stuff, but we didn't want to buy that just to try these cabinet doors. And realistically, if we're gonna do the whole camper, we'll probably redo these side cabinets to match it. So it's gonna get repainted anyway next summer. And we figured the spray paint was just easy, but it goes on nice. We'll do a couple coats of the blue just so it's nice and even. I'm excited to see it.
I'm so excited for the rest of the stands to be painted blue, but for now they're gonna dry overnight. And since it is 5:30, Connor and I want to go on a little walk because it has been raining here for days and it's going to rain more tomorrow. So we're going to soak in the rest of the daylight today, go on a walk, and see you guys in the morning.
To be fair, we all have been pretty cooped up in the shop for the last like 3 weeks. So anytime we can get out here and get a little exercise in, especially while the sun's out, it shows rain for the next week and we'll be inside most of the time. So another nice fall walk through the woods is always welcomed. Hey. Up.
Hey, good boy.
Look how pretty.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
One big and very important project that I need to get finished on the trailer before we hit the road is to clean and repack all of the wheel bearings on the trailer axles. There's no telling how long it's been since these were done last, but I typically like to do every 3 years or about 10,000 miles. So for us, that's gonna be pretty much every summer. And I ended up picking up this little wheel bearing packing tool. Typically I do it by hand. I do have a pretty in-depth tutorial on how to do that on an old trailer restoration video that I posted last year. And this is gonna be new for me, so I'm gonna have to learn how to use it, but I figured it would save us a little bit of time and then I can just keep this with us. That way if I need to repack them on the road, it's a much faster job. I typically like the hand packing, but we're gonna give this a shot and see if I think it makes a difference. Step one is to get the tire off. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad. Hey, at least put some new grease through the Zerk here. I'm still gonna pull it all the way off, clean all the old grease, that way I know we can start fresh. And hopefully the races and the actual bearings themselves all look pretty good. And if that's the case, then it'll be just a simple cleaning, put back together, and re-grease everything. Okay, so while there is new grease pumped into it, this is the majority of it. I mean, this is black. Doesn't smell too bad, and there's not gritty or milky, so there's no dirt or moisture in it, but this probably hasn't been changed in a very long time, if ever. So remember, if you have a trailer with like greasable axle hubs, you still need to take it all the way apart and clean it out every now and then. Grease only just coats the old grease, so if you have something in there, it's not gonna actually repack it for you. So, friendly reminder before you hit the road. Let's get this cleaned up. So I got the inner bearing all cleaned out as best I can. And what you do is you fill the bottom of this little thing up with grease, you put your inner bearing in narrow side down, and then you just push it through with this. And it's supposed to push all that grease through the bearing. We're going take 2 on the grease, buddy. I had to put a lot more in there. I think that was my issue. Oh yeah, there we go. Nasty.
That really doesn't seem easier than by hand.
Well,
no.
See how much old grease?
Oh.
So you want to get all of the old black grease out and pump it full of new red grease.
Oh, I see.
So that worked pretty good. It's just, it takes a lot of power.
Very messy too.
This is just a messy job. There's no way around it. So now you got the red grease packed all through it. I'll let you know if I think it's worth it after the rest of the axles, but definitely gets a lot of the old stuff out. After doing the outer bearing, I will say this old grease thing is pretty nice because you can tell that it gets a ton of the old stuff out. It's got all reassembled right now. I'm just gonna grease it up. That way it puts extra grease on the inside, and then we'll move on to the other 3. But the more grease you put in there, the easier it is to use. We'll link this below in our Amazon storefront. That took longer than I was hoping it would, just because there was so much old, gross grease to get out, and I wanted to start fresh with some nice, clean axle hubs. I'm gonna go back through and torque all of the lug nuts now, but glad to have this done. It's been kind of looming over my head. Once we finished the roof, I was like, okay, we need to get the axles ready to go because, again, we're gonna be on the road for at least 5, if not 10,000 miles with this trailer behind us. So want to make sure that we can do everything we can to prevent any mishaps down the line. A lot of people have asked, these tires are from June of 2021. So that means that they are like 4 and some change years old. They look pretty good. I don't see any spots of dry rot or crack or anything like that. So if we can make it till next summer, we're going to do that. and I'll just keep an eye on them. We do have the tire pressure sensors and the high pressure metal valves, so there should be no issue there, but I want to say thanks for all of your comments and concern. Well, we have one coat of blue on the cabinet fronts here. It's definitely gonna need 2 coats, and then, you know, you're gonna have to look at it whenever it's dim lighting and not from straight on, just so it looks really good. But I think the color is gonna be great inside the camper. And again, if it's horrible, then we'll redo it all again in 6 months. But I think for now, we're gonna let this piece dry. It's very fumey in the camper. So we have the fan on, all the windows open, and, you know, hopefully we don't smell like spray paint for the next 6 months.
Okay, I need to get out. It is so strong in there, but the first coat already looks really good. I'm loving the blue, like I've already told you guys. So it's gonna be a really cute accent color, I think, in our camper. It's gonna be brighter than the rest because the wood is quite dark, but we're doing what we can. I love it.
It is a very exciting day here at the shop because after almost 4 weeks of renovating and getting this camper ready for about 6 months on the road, we can finally start putting it back together. We have completely redone the roof. We've gone through all of the axles and got those repacked. We have fully deep cleaned the inside of the camper and the outside of the camper, but now we finally get to start putting things back together, including the new nightstands that we've painted, some other cabinet doors, getting our little seating area arranged. It's gonna start looking like a home, and we're very excited for that. A little cold in the shop?
It is very cold in the shop. The camper showed it was like 50 degrees, so that's probably what it feels like in here, and thank goodness for this little space heater. Okay, I'm gonna start to move away from the heater and warm up a little bit because we have so much to get done today, and I'm so excited. I think first things first is us to peel off all the tape around the side tables, because then we can start putting the cabinets on and make it look back to normal, but better. This is exciting!
Sorry if you can hear the heater in the background, but we're trying to warm this place up a little bit. But we can start pulling the tape off and see how they actually look.
The spray paint made it very easy, but we will say it did get everywhere just a little bit. We found our floor turned just a little bit blue from overspray, so we're gonna have to figure out how to get that off the floor. Not the worst case, because we really don't love the flooring, but that's just not something we're tackling right now. That would take way too long, and we really want to get on the road. So we'll probably just wipe it up with some Meyer spray or something a little stronger than that. Not the end of the world. These are looking really good.
Here's a look at the cabinets without the tape on them. I think the paint honestly turned out really well. There's some damage over there, but that was from the previous owners, and for what it is, I think it's gonna be perfect. Now that the tape's off, we can put the doors back on. Cute. Huh. Look at that. They look so good. If you're wondering why the cabinets up top are missing, we took them off and spray painted the back with a light gray color because the problem was they were like frosted, and whatever you had back here you could like easily see through, especially laying up in the bed. So we didn't want to have to like look at what's underneath our cabinets, and they were scratched up, so we just spray painted them all, and I think it looks good. We're gonna hang the rest of these up.
And then we'll see.
And yeah, at that point we'll really know if they look good or not.
They look really good.
Definitely an underrated project because now we don't have to look at everything that was getting stored up here.
True.
And it pretty much looks the same as when we started.
But better.
But better. Should we...
Project 2.
Project 2. Should we move our table in here?
Yeah.
Probably gotta clean the floors first though.
Yeah.
Dang.
Dang.
Gonna use some acetone just to clean off the paint residue from the floor real quick, and then we get to put the table and chairs in. Oh yeah, that comes off easy. Honestly, probably good for these floors anyway. Floor is clean enough. Thankfully it has a little bit of like a blue hue to it already, so if we didn't get it all, it's not the end of the world. We're actually gonna put a small like rug underneath the table as well. So at the end of the day, we're just starting off with a nice clean floor. We're gonna move the table in now. Yeah, perfect. Nice.
Oh my gosh, so cute. And it perfectly blocks all the imperfections.
Yeah, everything you don't want to see on the little side tables you don't see now. If you missed it, we bought this table for $50 with the chairs, but it was about a foot too long, so we had to cut down both sides. And then Amelia sanded it and stained it and
3
coated
times.
it. Yeah. Stained it a bunch of times and it ends up matching the legs perfectly. So
Project 3.
Project 3.
Check. Yeah, I'm loving the windows.
I'm planning on screwing the feet of the table just into the ground. So once we get the rug in here, I'll do that part. Our next little quick project of the day is to take the valiances off over here and then remount the blinds to the existing brackets. I think it's just gonna help open up the space and it gets a little bit of the dated feel out of here. Amelia is making some curtains for the windows in the back, but this area right here is just gonna have the blinds replaced. Step 1, take these off. Just gotta unscrew the blinds from under here and drill some new bolt holes. Bolt holes. So I'm gonna have to move the brackets for where the valiances were in because they were much wider than the actual blinds are. So I'm gonna move those in and then we'll just put the blinds on top and mount it through that hole. Kind of a rough way to do it, but it's gonna work.
It already looks so much better though.
Yeah, it does look better. These are so thick.
Much more minimal. Thing on the bottom. Oh, 2 hands.
2 hands. I think these are gonna pop out of the wall at some point because it's just screwed into like the wall face. But for now, looks pretty good.
I love it. Looks way better. I wanted to do this the second we bought this camper, so.
It also
Exciting day.
raises the
What?
window up about 3 inches because the
True.
blinds go up higher so you can see more of the window. They're still bulky up here, but you get more actual window, which is nice.
Which means more light.
Alright, to the next one.
Perfect. Good job. That one was the hardest one.
Yeah, this one was difficult because, well, getting the valiance off was weird, and then you just had to mount all new brackets because they used to screw up and we needed to mount it to the wall. So, not overly difficult, just a couple extra steps.
But it looks so much better, doesn't it? Last one in the living room kitchen.
It's an open concept.
Yeah, I was like.
Oh. Had to mount the brackets first on this one, so trying to get it screwed in underneath.
Don't look at those. Nice. There's so much more window.
Not done yet.
No. I tried to encourage Connor that I was like, this is the last one, and he's like, but you did say you wanted the bedroom ones removed too. So off to the bedroom. Nice. That one looks pretty good actually.
Alright, to the next one.
I just ran home and came back with Amazon packages that just got dropped off. So we have some more things to put in the camper. One is a carpet we're gonna see if we like, a side table to go in between our chairs in the slide, 2 little ottomans to go with the chairs, heavier struts to hold the bed up. I don't know. We'll open these packages and see what else is in them.
Just a nice little table to have to set our morning coffee on. Amazon special.
They really couldn't have made it any easier.
No, it's pretty foolproof.
Wow.
Perfect. It's a little deflated right now. It says it takes up to 3 days to fully expand, but you get the idea. So there's gas struts underneath the bed that lift it so you can access the underbed storage. But the old mattress and our new mattress are well over the weight limit. So I ordered some 100-pound gas struts They should be the same length, so hopefully it's just a quick on-off. But we're about to find out.
This is heavy.
All right, we got one off.
And it made it heavier.
Ah, there we go. Got it.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my. I thought it was going to go down on us.
All right, ready? 1, 2.
Yep.
There we go. Does it hold it?
I'm not holding it.
Holds it so far. That's a good sign.
That's a good Maybe I should keep an arm out. Now we can actually get into it with it staying up. Is it okay, like, fighting on the arms to leave it up like that sometimes?
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's so much nicer.
Oh. New struts are only like 25 bucks, and these are 100-pound struts. The mattress weighs like 80 or 90 probably. So now we can get under here and keep shoes or whatever we need without crushing ourselves.
Yeah.
Going around changing all the bulbs just to this soft white. This main chandelier thing up here went from using like 40 watts to drawing 4 watts. So definitely a good upgrade there. Most of their bulbs in here are already low efficiency LED, except for like these, the bathroom vanity, and the stove. But we're gonna replace them all so they're this nice soft white.
All the lights are in and it looks so much better with a soft white. Well, a warm white. What color is it?
Warm white.
A warm white. And now we're gonna try carpet number 1 that we ordered. We went for bluer carpets to match the side tables, but we're not sure if we're gonna like it. Is my measuring just like really off? It said 3 by 5.
That's not 3 by 5.
I know, what the heck?
Where's the
Okay.
bag? Sorry.
I might have gotten the ordering sizing wrong again. I messed up the curtain rods and then maybe the carpet. Online ordering's hard.
Amelia did not order the wrong size. They sent the wrong one. They sent a 2.5 foot by 8 foot long, which is obviously way too big. We went ahead and reordered the 3 by 5 because this is really cute. And I think the blues are nice and just makes this corner just a nice happy feeling. But there is a gray one coming tomorrow. That's a 3 by 5. We hope. So we'll be able to see if the size is right. We're going to pack this one up for now and send it back. Amelia has been working on making some curtains for these 2 side windows here, and we ended up picking up some little bitty curtain rods. These are actually tension rods, but it was the smallest we could find, both widthwise and lengthwise, just because this window is not very wide. So I'm gonna hang these up real quick, that way we can see where the curtains fall, and then she can get the exact measurement for the length. Trying to use the existing holes here just so we don't put so many in the walls. And this might be a little bit low because our curtain hangers hang a little bit low. We're just using these little clip-on hooks like we used in the truck camper. Can I have a couple more? Yeah, as long as it's only once or twice, you're good.
Looks great.
Still shows a bunch of black, but...
That's okay. What's next?
Next on the list, this little light right here does absolutely nothing. And it doesn't look very good. So we ordered this 12-volt chandelier looking thing. That's gonna mount right here. And
That
just
actually looks really nice.
make this more like a room than so industrial with the camper lights. So I'm gonna take this apart, get that one pulled off, and wire it in.
This is both of our first time looking at it, and I am impressed. I was a little worried because it was the only RV light I could find, or chandelier, that was semi-cute, but it looks really nice in person. It's kind of matching our vibe. A lot of stuff that we're adding is linen, tan, cream. It's perfect.
Very neutral.
Yeah, very neutral. All right, here we go. Huzzah! It works.
I was worried because they're huge light bulbs, but they only draw like less than 4 watts each. So this is great. Yeah, it's definitely not super bright, but it's definitely a cute bedroom light. We were talking about ordering another one for where the chairs are and the slide. I just don't know if it's gonna be bright enough.
That's true.
You know, because these are pretty bright over here. I don't know. On second thought, they might be pretty similar. It's definitely a cuter light fixture, so that's cool.
And they would match the curtains we're gonna hang over there perfectly.
Yeah, we match the curtains. We'll see if we can get one in the next 3 days. That's the big question. Cool. I think it looks great. We went ahead and unpacked the second carpet that we bought. That's a 3x5, the actual size, and it's a little bit more white and gray. So I think it looks really nice. Definitely clean and makes this section over here not like so blue focused. It was a cheap carpet, and if we ruin it in a year, then we'll get another one. But I think it looks really nice.
I think this looks really good. I was trying to see if we liked a blue carpet or just gray that kind of didn't stand out so much, and I think we're both leaning towards this gray. It highlights the blue side tables a little bit, but doesn't draw so much attention to it. And when we had the blue carpet in, I felt like the chairs at the table looked a little bit old and kind of library chair looking, which is funny to say. That's just what I thought of. So I think we're going to stick with the gray. I love renovations and putting our own touch.
Is this what you want?
Looks so good. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna screw down the table since we like it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just put a bungee on the chairs. That way
Yeah.
they won't to the table, but I don't want them out the table so they don't fling around. So I'll do that now. Something unexpected but a nice surprise is the fact that there are screw holes at the bottom of this table. So we get to cut them out, and then you don't have to look at screws all the time. Got the table all mounted. Hopefully that doesn't go anywhere while we're on the road. And we just put a bungee cord underneath the bottom of the chairs. That way they stay kind of tight against the table. Obviously time will tell, and if we need to make changes on the road, we will.
I guess that's kind of it. Let us know if you guys have any ideas for something we could add or change, or what would look good or fit, because we're always looking for tips. And if you want to give us any advice on pulling a fifth wheel, we will gladly take it, because we are going to be hitting the road in a few days here. And while we are super excited, we're a little nervous.